How many of us realise that Britain has the most unfair tax system for working families?
Doesn't surprise me at all, no.
Really? Yeah, no, I'm shocked.
Or that a one-income family of 4 can pay up to 5 times as much tax as a single person to have the same standard of living.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I'm not surprised, really. It's quite a struggle bringing up children.
And that a family of 4 would pay 15 times more tax here than a family in Germany.
Really? 15?
I mean, they're very family orientated. Over here, they seem to penalise you for having children.
This is all true because of a strange quirk of tax from 30 years ago. 1/3 of children now living in poverty are in families with one working parent. We believe family tax must be changed to make it fairer on families. But let's look at some real lives that show just how bizarre our tax system has become.
Drive to the park, or are they going to go to the beach?
Gemma is married and has 2 small children. Whilst her husband looks after their daughters, she's the breadwinner,
Have a good day.
earning the national average wage as a hairdresser.
I pay the same tax now as I did when I was single. But because my salary has to cover 3 extra people, I have less in my pocket. And we're always struggling.
Gemma has a twin sister, Grace, who works alongside her at the salon, but their lives are very different.
I get paid the same as my sister, but because I'm single, I only have to look after myself with what I earn.
Like Gemma, Grace is living in rented accommodation, but she pays almost the same tax as her twin, yet she is much better off.
That's just not fair, is it, Grace? Even I don't think it's fair. You have 4 to look after.
The tax system takes no account of the number of people living in a family, which is why families with only one earner are worse off the more mouths there are to feed. For Gemma and her family to be as well off as her twin sister, she would have to double her income. Almost 60% of Britain's families find themselves in this poverty trap.
Oh, that looks so yummy.
But it could all be different if Gemma had been born in Germany as Greta. Her family of 4 would be considered in greater need than here, as the German tax system would expect Greta to pay 15 times less tax than in the UK. Even in France or the US, Gemma and her family would only pay half as much tax.
We have a situation where, according to the government's own figures, a family can be in poverty but still pay thousands of pounds in income tax. Where is the sense in that? We're talking about ordinary working families. We're talking about 6 million families who have lost out to a greater or lesser extent from the way independent taxation has evolved since the 1980s. Things need to change. My question is, why is no one talking about this? All the politicians say they're interested in ordinary people, ordinary working families. If so, the challenge to them is to rethink our outdated income tax system.
That's why, as a progressive group of tax experts, we're calling for immediate change. Our figures prove the system is harming the welfare of millions of families living in Britain today, affecting so many of our children. So Tax&the Family wants your support to raise awareness about this painful tax anomaly. Find out more on our website. The time has come to make tax fair for families.